Yep. All right, Spencer and Christian Young. Okay, Spencer's going to go off for a minute.
No,
Christian Young, Clubhouse Media Group. Hey, how are you?
Good.
And I know this is not, you guys, not to confuse us with Clubhouse Media Group. I know what it is. I know the synergies. But explain it to the audience.
Yeah, so we are a series of content houses. Consider us almost like the Soho House for influencers. They come and collaborate, and in exchange, they provide us free deliverables and content, which we use to market against and we sell against. So we're probably like the first series of content houses, really. We have an intellectual property arm, and we also have a venture arm. So we will go and acquire companies that are influencers, promote, and also own with us.
Got it. Okay. And so how long ago did you guys start this?
Yeah, so we started this thing about a year ago as a private company. We took it public back in November, and we're well on our way now.
Okay, and wait, go ahead, Spencer. Go ahead.
Oh, but just to be clear, the company is more than a year old.
Sorry,
the company is more than a year old, though, right?
Yeah, it's more than a year old now.
Yeah. But only in the last few months has there been this weird sort of confusion. Maybe you can sort of walk us through like your life in what was it, February or March, whenever, or January maybe, when the other Clubhouse started to get big. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so it's been interesting for us because last year we were sort of the Clubhouse, and then of course I had known, coming from a venture background, I had already known about the Clubhouse app, the live streaming app for audio, social media. We knew it was going to be rolled out this year. I actually was invited on by some of the members of the A16Z team to go on the app. I went on and spent some time just to try to figure it out. It's my job to try to figure out what the new technologies are out there for the company and whether we're going to use them with our influencers. So I don't know where the confusion happened, but I guess Elon Musk tweeted our handle, and I think there was confusion because there was so much of a news storm around the Clubhouse app that people bought our stock, I think, thinking it was Clubhouse Media Group. I remember that day pretty clearly. I was up pretty early, calling everyone, including talking to the Andreessen team, just to make sure that there was no confusion that was intentional on our part or on anyone's part. And we actually issued a press release that day just because we obviously don't want investors being misled.
Got it. So on that front, why? I mean, so you're right now. I mean, I'm looking at the company. Okay, it's up 10% today. How long has it been public for?
It's been public for, I believe, 4 months or so.
Was it okay?
It was an RTO transaction.
It was an RTO. Okay.
Yeah. So
which is a reverse takeover.
Reverse takeover. Yeah. I think our kind of we've quoted ourselves as internally as saying we're like almost like a reverse SPAC in a way, because we are sort of a not a full investment vehicle because we do majority ownership, but we basically go and look for companies in the social media space that we think are interesting to acquire or to take equity stake in. And so in that sense, we're kind of like how a SPAC would operate, in which we identify assets to look at. But specifically in social media.
Okay, so you're looking for social media stars to take like assets, take a percentage in them or something like that. Is that kind of?
Yeah, like a good example would be the Paul brothers. They did really well. They developed a lot of brands. They've developed a lot of intellectual property, and they've been able to monetize it. It's not just beyond. It's beyond just getting what they call a brand deal, where you're paid to advertise for something. I'm sure you've seen it. There's memes all over the internet of of influencer models promoting laxative tea, but I think if you go beyond that, and if people, I think the public's starting to understand that you can go and create products and brands around influencers, or we call them creators, really, because they're creating something from nothing. And
were you doing that before you started Clubhouse Media Group?
Yeah, I was
brands?
actually.
Yeah, we tell us more about your background on that. front?
Yeah. So prior to this, I actually was a creator. I had seeded a travel blog with my previous company. I had sold to a public company as well. Had a few years off and actually entered the travel space. So I was in the travel and food and gear review space. I built a YouTube following, nothing massive, but around 100,000 followers, was verified as a YouTube creator, verified as an Instagram creator, and then had a blog with about 80,000 followers, that monthly subscribers that read my reviews. I had an older demographic than what you would traditionally think an influencer has. I had sort of millennials and a lot of baby boomers as my followers, who wanted to sort of look at the lifestyle. So that's kind of how I got in the space. I started collaborating with some other people. One of them became very large, Daisy Keach. She asked me to be her manager and her attorney. And so I helped her with building her business. And that kind of led me into where we are now.
Got it. Now, do you know my friend who knows a lot of people in the social media world, Michael Gruen?
I do know Michael Groom.
He just okay, got it. Another one of the people in the networks.
Very talented guy. We actually sat down a little over a year ago, and I kind of told him our business model. I think he's also done something very similar with his talent, and I think he's, it's nice and refreshing to see other people in the industry doing what I think is a I guess a disruption in the space, I would say. And Gruen does a good job of it. So.
Yep. Yeah. It's funny. Back in college, I tried to start something where I took a percentage of, like, give someone $200,000, you get 10% of their earnings for the next 15 years. Do it for medical students because they're max out their debt structure. But to what you're doing, I don't know if have you seen this thing going crazy lately? I don't know if it's totally legit, but BitClout, where have you seen it?
I am familiar with BitClout. I'm actually on it. So if anyone wants to, buy it, we also are putting our companies on there, our houses, I should say. BitClout's very interesting. It's basically like a betting platform or a trading platform. Huh?
Yeah. But so if I buy Christian Young BitClout, what happens? Do you get any of that money?
Yeah, you can. You get a creator percentage. You get to set that at the beginning. It's really just tokenizing people and betting on whether or not they're going to have more clout in the future. So I think we're going to see a lot of these plays. Anything that uses blockchain technology. NFTs are really popular this year, as you know. Last year was crypto. Actually, I would say a few years ago was crypto. But blockchain technology in general is just great. And we actually signed on today as an advisor to the board, a partner at Andreessen Horowitz. They are also an investor in Clubhouse app. So Andrew Mori is one of our strategic advisors now. So he's helping us sort of navigate the space because they have a lot of knowledge in blockchain technology.
So Andrew, you said, is helping you on this with your Andrew Mori is helping you guys with Clubhouse Media.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, and so what does that mean for Andreessen Horowitz? So he's at Andreessen Horowitz as well, and he's helping you. Okay.
So he's at Andreessen Horowitz. It is not an official partnership with Andreessen itself, but it is with Andrew Mori, who's a partner, and he's an investor that holds carry in many companies over there. So he's taken an advisory role for a company because we really do want to be at the forefront of everything we do in technology, and we believe, the more advisors we have from the venture space, and because I'm from the venture space as well, I think it'll make us a stronger team and a stronger company.
Got it. So a couple questions on the RTO. Did you like doing that reverse takeover thing? I'm actually asking out of curiosity because
no.
So we've been approached by several different things. Our company does nice 8 digits of revenue and fairly profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had SPACs reach out to us, and I didn't want to go SPAC route because it's 4-6 months. Another company who has a NASDAQ listed security that's not doing much right now, they want to get rid of the NASDAQ security and then convert it into Benzinga. So the symbol would be like Zing or whatever.
Yeah.
And so in essence, it's a reverse, whatever. And
it's an RTO. Yeah.
It's an RTO. And I'm not really exploring it in a heavy way. And people are probably asking, why are they talking about this private stuff? But this is just a general question though. So why do you not like that? Or were you involved with the company when you did the RTO?
Yeah, I was with a company that was private, and so I actually was heavily involved in the RTO in identifying the target for the RTO transaction. It
How do you
was
know how to do that? How do you know how to go find the target for
so
RTO transaction?
yeah. So this is my second RTO I've done. So I've gone through this process in the past.
Okay.
And so I'm familiar with it. Uh, Ultimately, it's identifying a target that is what they call clean. You do a litigation check, you do outstanding debt check. There's a whole checklist that you'll go through with goods. I mean, the key to it really is good securities counsel, and big shout out to Laura Anthony and her firm for being our partners on working on this.
Okay.
And it's a good accounting team that can really really do the diligence and make sure everything is clean before you merge your private company into your public one. It is now. I will say it is great because it's quicker than a direct listing, and ultimately SPACs are really they're just RTOs. They're just RTOs that have been pre-funded.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's really you can. I wouldn't say you can completely interchange the two, but they're very similar. The only difference is an RTO is actually public. A SPAC has to identify its target assets, roll them in, and then take them public
Yep.
in an
Okay.
RTO transaction, basically.
So but first you just said you really didn't like the RTO, or do you?
I say it with some caveats. It's a love-hate thing. It takes quite a bit of effort. We had to identify, I think, 3 shells before we found the proper target to put our private company into it. So, and then of course there was, you're at the behest of the SEC and FINRA when you're talking about doing the name change. Prior to that, our target was a Chinese healthcare group, and so there was a little bit of name confusion there before we had the ticker symbol change, and that took a little bit longer than we thought. So when I say I don't love it, I guess, like I said, you're at the behest of the SEC and FINRA, and depending on what they do and how long it takes them, it can delay some of your it can delay some of your ability to move forward as a company and to market and talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. And then this question was asked. So how do you guys make revenue? I mean, maybe you can't give a detailed thing of an example, but how do you, I get what you were saying, that you find social media things and create brands around it. But like, do you have a real world example of like something you've done where you create, like, I don't know.
So we have sorry, cut you off. We have three main revenue streams that we always identify from day one that we work on. The low hanging fruit for us is your traditional brand deals. That means a company will come and market with us and ask our influencers to post, and we'll take a percentage of that. So that's your traditional agency model or management model that there's a lot of them out there, but it's something that's low hanging fruit, and we do that. So Boohoo, for example, is a clothing brand that paid us.
Which one?
Boohoo, Boohoo, or Fashion Nova, if you're familiar with them as well.
Yep.
And they'll pay. I don't know if I can disclose the amounts, but they'll pay X amount of dollars, and they will essentially have us create content at one of our content houses, and promote and tag the items on any number of channels, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, etc. And then we'll negotiate rights on it, whether there's worldwide usage and perpetuity, etc. So that's where it gets a little bit more complex. But then on top of that, the second tier of monetization is intellectual property. So we have our own YouTube channels where we get just your basic Google AdSense. We also create original shows that we sell off to one of our preferred partners is Snapchat. We love them, and they're great. They're great vendors with us. And then our third tier, which we're currently in the process of, is we're acquiring companies right now that our influencers can co-own through our public vehicle, and which they can help promote. And we also invest in our influencers as well. Lindsay Brewer is one of our premier creators. She's actually we are the title sponsor for her racing in Formula 4 and in Touring Car World Cup this year. She may possibly be the first American female in Formula One and in IndyCar in the 21st century here. So,
got it. Okay, and then Christian, do you get out there? Do you have like a YouTube channel? Like, do you or do you go on Clubhouse at all?
I listen. I don't really. The demo we have is a little bit younger. I don't know if they want to be seeing me, but I do have a YouTube channel. I don't post to it anymore. Been working quite a bit on this company, so I haven't had the chance to go and create content. But there may be something in the future.
We'll just have you on monthly.
Yeah, just have me on Benzinga. I'll be here. So
yeah, like it's a misnomer of the viewers because we syndicate out to everyone. We're like the Associated Press of the stock market. So you'll see this interview on Robinhood later. You'll see it on E-Trade. You'll see it on Webull, Ameritrade. You name the brokerage. It's on. And then obviously like Yahoo Finance. We have a guy in our chat who's always on it. We have Gary V on tomorrow. And there's no he's saying there's no thumbnail, no promotion, nothing on the homepage. Email, tragic. He's right. I mean, it's hard when you have all these moving parts to get the everything. When you get everything going on a boat in the right way, things are amazing. But we got to get better. But yeah, so your company is definitely interesting, and how you're taking these assets and it's probably hard for you in the sense that what do you say no to and what don't you experiment with? Like, is it that water bottle? Is it this? Like, who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we happen to have this piece of software that we acquired called Magicalytics. Magicalytics, yeah.
Who the heck created that? That's a great name, Magicalytics.
Magicalytics, yeah, Magic Analytics.
I know. Do you want to share it right now? Do you have it on?
I can share it. It's
no, I mean, like, do you want to share your screen and show what it does for you, or no?
Oh, I don't have it's on my phone right now, so I can't operate on here.
All right,
it's on a mobile device, but what it does is it helps brands identify which influencers to work with, and it actually provides what product they can sell at what price, and then within about 70% accuracy, the true ROI, which is really interesting. No one's been able to do that quite yet. So it's a company that acquired a lot of data from a bunch of portfolio companies out of a local venture fund here in LA, and through all that data sourcing, it's got a combination of AI and machine learning, and it's basically developed its own algorithm that can predict, so that before first dollar is spent, brands can identify whether or not, because sometimes they think it's just like this black hole or black box of why am I spending $50,000 on this influencer campaign and why am I not seeing a single dollar back? Most of the times they justify it by saying there's social awareness, but ultimately they want to see performance-based campaigns, similar to like how you go do a Google ad spend or you do something on Facebook, right?
Yep.
Calculate some ROI.
Okay. One last question. How do you compare, and maybe you don't look at the competition, but how do you compare against IZA worldwide? I know it looks like you have a bigger market cap, but how do you compare?
Yeah, Isaiah is a traditional agency business. And the truth is, in venture, we always say agencies are not venture backable because you're always looking for that 100x or 1000x return on your investment. And it's because and Isaiah tried to change that right in the market, and props to them for trying. I've actually worked with their platform before. They're trying to make brand deals a little bit simpler. They're trying to make campaigns that involve a lot of creators or a lot of assets they have to deal with. They're really just trying to streamline that process. The problem is, at heart, they're really just a agency with sort of like call it an ERP tool. So, I'm not, I don't want to talk bad about them, but, I think they're trying to solve a problem. I don't know if they've quite reached that yet. I think there's other ways to go about it. And yeah, that's my comment on Isaiah.
Okay. All right. Yep. Yeah. And when you have new stuff to announce, let us know. We'll get the word out. Break the stories. I don't know if you've seen HOFV, who has an NFT, but when we broke the story on their thing, stock moved 160% on our news.
We are definitely, we've definitely been doing research in NFTs. I obviously can't talk about the future of it, but
no, but I'm not even going there. I'm saying to you, when we broke the news on HOFV, a lot of these companies go to the Wall Street Journal and break stories. Things have changed. I'm saying when you have stuff to break, Break with us. You issue a press release like normal. You do it like a little bit after. If you go read the Wall Street Journal, you'll see tomorrow morning they'll have 3 or 4 public stock stories they broke. And then if you Google the stories, you'll see a press release comes out an hour later. That's all I'm saying. Break it with us because we'll get the. I know the Wall Street Journal has the cred, but you'll see.
Yeah, no, I mean, I will.
I'm Jason. By the way, I'm Jason at Benzinga.
Back of mine, so
I know I'm Jason at Benzinga. It's all public. Everything we do is all transparent and all quality. I'm just saying there's other ways to get news out instead of the journal. But congrats on your company and the growth. And I know you got a lot of pressure to find the new deals and find the next big one that's going to ramp up. But it just reminds me of venture capital investing. I've invested angel investing. I've invested in about 18 startups. Or not, probably 20 by now. Not huge amounts in each one. I'm not investing huge amounts. I do it with like a little small syndicate of people. And out of the 20, there are 2 home runs. And that's in your thing, you could have that. Maybe your hit ratio will be better, a little bit better because you already know who the influencers are. You're not betting on people that aren't influencers yet. So that's your hit ratio will probably be a little bit stronger, I would guess.
Yeah, we get access, and because we have a decent sized market cap, we can do deals where they're post revenue companies, and because we have access to quite a bit of deal flow out here, being that I've been at 2 funds, Lamppost Group and Amplify, and now we have the help of someone up in Silicon Valley with Andrew and Maury, and I'm sure we'll sign on some more people as well. So we definitely get a good amount of deal flow and hope. I mean, that's a good batting average, honestly. You're looking for 1 or 2 companies to return more than the fund, right? You're looking for 3 to 5 or so to return a little bit. You have another few that you're going to take a loss, and then you got another, the rest of them are going to take a complete loss. So as long as you can get a good IRR on the long term, then you're great on it. And I think what helps us is we have this network reach of almost 300 million people. So we can kind of like turn on and say, hey, test it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll move on to the next company to look at.
Exactly. I mean, we've had our losers that went to zero, but we have 2. One that we invested in a $39 million valuation that's public now for $13 billion, and one that we invested at a $20 million valuation that's public for like $4 billion. And then we had the other ones went to zero.
Yeah.
But these 2 more than make up in a ridiculous way, which just makes me so the A16Z, that's awesome with him. I know it's not the firm, it's Andrew, but he's smart, and it sounds like you guys are doing it smart, and it's going to help spread the word. And we bring a lot of these guys. Like I have Kevin O'Leary on a lot. If there's ever angles, let us know because
I'd love to bring him on next time. He's a founder, or sorry, not a founder. He's an investor in both rounds of the Clubhouse app, and based on what he wants to disclose, I'll let him do that on his own. But would love to have him on as well. So
wait, he's not. Oh yeah, you're talking Andrew. Okay, yeah.
Andrew.
Yep. Okay, cool. Yep. All right, that sounds good. We'll do that in the future. Thank you for coming on again, Christian Young, guys. He knows his stuff. He has experience. The symbol CMGR. Expect to hear more stuff from them. Maybe Benzinga will break it. Jason at benzinga.com, and we appreciate it. And take a look. And there were more questions. We didn't get to them all, but we will in the future. Thank you for coming on, and congrats on Andrew joining as part of an advisor to your company. It's a big one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jason.
Yep. Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.